Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nesha, and we are playing KSP 1.41. When I went to the mission control today at the Kerbal Space Center, there was actually a contract of planting a flag on Duna, and it has been such a long time since we've been on Duna. I think I would guesstimate it's around 40 episodes, so yes, we are going to Duna to plant a flag, gather some science, which is not our highest priority, but we will try to. So this is the new one I'm currently working on here. It's the new Duna Lander here. Let's take a look at the old one so we have something to compare, where we got new parts and new knowledge, what we have done there. So let's check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Duna Lander 2, our first real mission outside the Kerbal system was to go to Duna and plant a flag and do some science and other stuff, and this was our first landing outside the Kerbal system. So we can see here I've used a lot of Rockomax things here, and we have Mainsail engines here. It's one big, very big launcher part here, and there is weighs around 800 tons, so it's a really big one here. And here we can see we have an interplanetary stage part here, which is consisting about 4-5 poodles with a big Rockomax tanks there and hug their air. So this was my first more aesthetic design. So you can see here we have a delta V after we have left Kerbal, around 7,000 delta V we have here. So this is kind of what we will be arriving with. The lander part will be arriving here. We have a Poodle engine there with a Terrier engine there, and this stage there and lander gear there. So yes, and we have big service bay with every size we can be needing here. So let's open this up and check out. Yes, every science we can get is inside here. I have some solar panels and so on. We have a lot of parts here. So this was my first Duna lander, which weighs around 40 tons, has a delta V value of a total of 3.676. So that is should be, as the problem is when you land on Duna, it takes around 1450 delta V to make a low Duna orbit around Duna orbit, and then you will need to spend around maybe 1800 to get a good intercept to into the atmosphere of Duna here. So yes, we'll be needing a total of 3000. I see that I gave us 600 more than I needed. So let's start looking at a new project, because it's fun to compare what I've done before. So here we are, a much more nifty one. It has 2530 delta V landed on Duna here. We have all these parts here. We're still looking for use and stuff. I'm still working on it, so I just froze in this part here, because we need about 3000 delta V to safely come. This is how it will look when we have landed on Duna, and we need about 3000 to get home to Kerbal into the atmosphere and dump ourselves into the atmosphere, probably aerobrake and go a couple of turns around. So this one this new lander can from making history is really cool, because it has monofrosters and it looks very different to the other landers. But one of the things I quickly discovered, it seems to be lacking a reaction wheel, which will make things a little bit more difficult. You can do without a reaction wheel, but it's really nice to have one. So I've actually just put it in a very small incline reaction wheels here under the parachute. It will not be very strong, but at least we will have some type of steering here. It's not the best place to put it. I will probably put it there, but I wanted to keep the lander very flat, so I decided to put it on top of the lander can, which is not the best place to put it, because the center of mass should be around here, I guess. Let's find out. I haven't checked actually. Yes, it's around here. So if we had a reaction wheel there, but that would make our lander so much taller, and I want it to be really nifty and small, as it just weighs 1500 and still have a delta V, a high delta V value. So I also gathered these new engines from Making History. It's this one. It's completely new. It has a really nice vacuum ISP of 320, which will make it very effective. And we have 4 of them, and you can randomly mount them. That was also make this profile why this lander is so short. I decided to go without service space there because I think it will be protected there. So what I'm lacking here for the moment, it actually has a really healthy amount of electric charge, and we will not be using it very much. What we need to continue here in middle of designing this one. This one is also very heavy. It weighs 100 kilos, 0.1 ton, but it has a really good reach. But I think our delta V, sorry, not delta V, but our satellite network. Let's see. I don't want for symmetry. I want one. So let's put one of these there. Just checking. Yes, it's kind of protected. So let's check how powerful this one is. 500k. This is also 500k, I think. So what about this one? I think that one. So I think this one is the winner, definitely. Now I will, yes, so yeah, that's the winner, and that will gain us to 2G instead, and that will guarantee that we will have a safe time going there. Yes. So, and what is the weight of this one? Yes, it's a half the weight. Yeah, so we have a weight problem here. We need to shed some weight, more and more weight as possible here. So that's the reason why you see the coupler here, because if I remove after I've used them to aero brake in Duna, I can shed those one when we fly away. That will gain us, let's see, that will gain us, at least if we look at the weight, that's it's, okay, let's see, that's 250, it will gain us 200 delta V. So the thing is, I need to find 500 delta V more, because I want to have a safe and easy time going back to Kerbal. So I want to dump more things, and I think this is the one we want to dump. Let's see. How does that? I thought those guys weighed a lot. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just 200 kilos, but yeah, it's 200 kilos. So if we can dump that one, oh sorry, let's get this one. So yes, let's get another decoupler, and we will shed even more weight. So let's see. We want one of those decouplers that will gain us even more. Let's take the second one. I think it's the correct one, or even better, we can get the right size one just for the looks. Also, that will keep our profile low, so that will dump us 200 kilos. We will lose the ability to make more science. Or more science after we have landed. And I'm kind of fine with that choice, so let's put it at the same stage here. So that will, now we would shed around a ton. So that is almost 10%, 6-7% of our weight we will lose. Let's just see how it will be without it. So that put us at 287. As you can see, we can gain weight by losing weight. Or sorry, we can gain delta V by losing delta V. So that's really nice. I know the lander gear is actually weighing in around... How much does the lander gear... How much will we gain if we lose the lander gear? That is quite a lot, actually. That is almost putting us... And that is without the parachute, so after we... I think we will actually shed those two. If I'm possible for me to set up a decoupler, let's take one of the tiny ones. You can just stick it there. Maybe if we stick it to a cube, will not look like the grace, but it will gain us a lot of weight just by removing the lander gear. So yes, it's kind of funny just to lose weight to gain delta V. So let's see another small decoupler that's we want to lose the decoupler to. Let's go on to the launch pad and try. Okay, so let's see what we will do here with our really weird landing gear. We just shooted them away. Okay, but let's go back. I think we can manage to cheat the game in that way. Okay, let's make another try here. I think you can get enough frost to weight ratio to start. Let's see. Looky. I managed to do it, so look at that. I attached it to a structural panel and then I put it here. And I decided to go with one of these decouplers here because, yes, it will not lose the fuel weight, but it seems to do the trick. I took a cube on the outside and then spin it inside the tank and attached my decoupler there. And it seems to be working. So, cool. So let's go back to the vehicle assembly building and see how much delta we have after we have shedded everything. So there we have tucked everything in. So let's just start shedding the weight here. Wait. It doesn't seem to take account into that decoupler. I don't know why. Maybe because it's new in the making a new update and Kerbal engineer hasn't, but I think that should put us in the same. Let's shed everything on. Let's see how much difference it makes in Kerbal atmosphere. At least we can get a good chance of. Why are you attached like that? Let's get the new landing strut. Sometimes it's easier to pick up a new landing gear. Okay, that was really weird. Let's see if I can spin it manually. As we can see here, we are around 3000 delta V, but we have to remember that this is vacuum, so it will be some gravity on Duna, of course. So this is not correct, but I'm just curious how much weight we will lose if we stage everything here. So let's look at this number, 3100 level, and let's just get rid of it. Okay. But it's kind of weird. That was a little bit weird because we are supposed to get we are supposed to get more Delta V. I'm not sure. I'm starting to suspect that there is a couple of bugs since the new 1.4 update. But yes, I know it works in that way. If we shed the weight, yeah, we can see it here if we remove the weight. What? Something is not correct. When I remove stuff, it doesn't take into account. Yeah, something is really wrong with the Kerbal engineer. That is really, really bad for me, because maybe it's because when the onions are firing, it's stupid me. Of course it has a problem with that. Okay, so let's start just sorting all the stage parts here. This is just the shedding stage. So that one should be there. The onions should be there. So now is correct. Now is correct. So it was probably, now we will see the effect if I remove this. Or is it? Yes, I can see the effect here. Yes, cool. I figured that this should be enough Delta V for me. So let's get rid of this part and start building a transfer part. We want a transfer part that goes to Duna. So we want to have, let's find out how much Delta V we want to have. Okay, this is always hurting my head. Okay, first of all, 950 for the intercept, which is when we are inside the sphere of influence of Duna. So that's 950, and then we need to add this one. I would love to have a calculator. Now I have a calculator, so 950 plus, oh wait, my calculator is wrong here. Let's 950, 130, 250, 360 plus 1450. So that is 3,130. So yes, that's kind of correct. So let's put it back to Kirby in here so we don't make any mistakes here. So this would put, so 3,000, we need an interplanetary transfer part here that has 3,140 to make this safe. So let's see here. Let's first start with the decoupler, and I think it's the third one. No, it's the second one. Is this one? Yes. Cool. So here we will attach our interplanetary start. So we need 3,000 Delta V. I think we will have to start with just one of these new ones. And there is a really cool engine here. It weighs a lot. Oh no, it's not that. It doesn't weigh a lot. It is cost only 1,600. It's a new one for making history. And what is cool about it has an ISP in vacuum of 412, and it has a really, really good thrust also. So it's a really nice engine to have here. Let's try to keep it small. So let's see. Let's get rid of this shroud here, so yeah, it doesn't change the weight. And then we want to add 4 parts here. Let's see. As you can see, the thrust is very good. Here is 1.42, so that's a good thrust. We have a total weight of 28 tons. So what I want to add here firstly is some more fuel tanks. I think I don't need to add any more engines. I think they will just weigh a lot. So let's start by adding these, and let's find out if we can find a nice shape here. Fuel tanks. Okay, that is not how I wanted to look. For some reason it's always easier to just start doing it like this, because otherwise everything else. So we wanted that to match up that. So if I spin it around, how much does it put on cross feed on the couplers? And let's see, engines last, otherwise it will be confused. So that is 3,000, quite fine here, that's 3,174. So if I speed it around here, yes, I want to keep the look of things here. I have a main idea what I want to do look-wise. But I think I have to... I wanted this to match up like that, so it's kind of like matching up there. So I think I need to add some cubes. Let's see. How many cubes? 1? I don't think it's a good plan to add cubes like that, so I think I have to add struts later too. And let's start by that. And let's see how it matches up. Maybe another cube. Okay, cool. This is fixable. So let's see. First, get this right, this right. Wrong button. And then I will just move it. Oh, that's... Oh, it's crooked, of course. So let's fix that by removing... You have to match it up. It's always hard in 3 dimensions. It's soft. I have a better idea. Let's press 1 for place. And I will do it from here, because otherwise when you're moving in. So I can get it right. Okay, it took 3 tries to get it right. Let's use... So let's see here. So that's cool. So we have a matching shape here. That's a cool lander. It only weighs 50 tons too, so that's quite light. I think I need to add just a tiny bit more fuel to it, so it can handle... Want some extra fuel. So that's 3,800. So that's cool. So that will give us some extra. Let's see if it looks better like that, or I think I like this one. So cool. So what we need to do for making this conjunction stable is, of course, we need I'm just worried that when I decouple this part, that it will smack into the engine. It will. But if we add what we want to do, I think, is we want to test that, of course, but I'm thinking how to solve that problem, because the engine is sticking out here and we will smack right into it. So we will lower the force to, we don't need a lot of force, we're not dealing with space here, so we have to test this out too. So just because I want to design like this, it will make things more difficult for me. So let's get some we want some separators that will shoot it backwards. So let's see here. This is correct stage, so let's put it there. And we will go to orbit, or shoot ourselves to orbit. And then we will try it out. So it works as it should, otherwise we will have problems. Load. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in space, so let's find out if we have created a problem or not. I lowered the force on the coupler, and I added some first stage the engine, and I've added some. Yes, look at that. Perfect. It works. So I just lowered the force and forced the Separatrons to shoot him away. So this, then we have this. Yeah, so this will work very fine. Let's see here. I'm just curious how it behaves. Let's see how it spins. Okay, now we are kind of in a spin. Let's see if the coupler can solve this. Well, so I just discovered something I forgot about. I often forget about power. So with our reaction wheel, let's find out if this will be our main concern. It only uses electric charge of 0.3. So if we add one of the small solar panels, it should be able to recharge it, and we have a battery of 150. But I'm thinking to make the interplanetary part a little bit more easy to navigate, we want to add a reaction wheel to it. So how much does a big reaction wheel use? Let's find out. Yes, and one of the drawbacks with making history, there is no 1.8 meters reaction wheel. They're only a large one, but they are not using very much. So this is the problem I am currently having here, because I need another reaction wheel. Do I need it? No, I think we can do without. We can do without. We have just to be more patient. We have a small one. It just will take a longer time, and the new interplanetary start, the engine is actually having a swivel, so it shouldn't be a big problem. So let's see here. Where should we add it? Let's just add it here. That should put us with enough electricity to make. Yes, 1.6. It will even if, as long as we have solar power and we have a small battery. I think it will be fine if we are just a little bit careful. So yes, so that is cool. So we have a interplanetary part now. So what do we need now? We need a big launcher. I'm just curious if we will be needing to put this whole thing into a fairing. That is also a thing I want to test out. I think the biggest problem we are currently facing is this part. I'm not sure of the aerodynamic parts of this. If it was a normal, if we had a normal one, I'd be fine to just not put it in a fairing, but we maybe will have to put it in a fairing because of that new pod, lander pod part there. Okay, that's so cool. The only I like the look of the new. I like the look of the new decouplers, but it's really hard to see which one is which. So cool. So we now have a decoupler here. So 50 tons shouldn't be very hard to get in space. So what I want to do now is build a launcher. And I'm just thinking how I want to build it. We don't want to it. Let's see what our center of mass is currently at. It's here. I'm fine with that to have it. It's good to push it in front of you. So let's see here. I'm thinking we want to launch a part to be fairly short. Let's see here. Let's start with this one. We go to Rocco Max. Yeah, so that already I added more height for us, which is a problem because it will make the more height we have. I think I want a very fat part here so we can easily use this. So let's go to the structural part. Yeah, we are just adding height. I don't like this. Let's see. Go to Rocco Max parts. That's so much height already. I don't like it. It will create problems for us, but I think we will be able to solve them. So let's start the mainsail engine. So with the mainsail engine, we have 1.5 and 1400, and we want to be above around 3700 on our launcher part here. So yes, we can add a height or we can build wide, and in my experience, building wide is probably the wisest decision, because yes, how much do the new tanks, these ones? Looking at you, how much? I'm just curious. Let's add 4 of those. I'm just curious what Delta V thing. So at stage 6, that's just added 400. Yes, we need a lot fatter parts here. I'm not. The wolfhound is very long, so that creates a problem there, and I need to convert this part down here. I need to convert them, but the old conversion adds height, and I don't want it to be any longer. I think we will have to go with the big parts. It's easier. So let's see. Structural door. Oh, it's just adding. Doesn't really fit there. It's sticking out a bit here. There's a big miss there. Okay. So that's the. And they look so much alike. That's the new one. So if we put a mammoth on this, that's 2,800, but it gives us a fatter part here. So let's get it upwards. It gives us a lot fatter part here, which I like because but it's I would love to lose that height here, because it will create problem if we look at our center of mass. Is here. It's so tall. Yes, I think we have to. Yeah, let's get the boards. They usually. I'm just checking here. I think we could do it with boards, and I think I don't want to do a sparrows staging. It always creates weight problems that will make it harder to fly in the end. So first of all, let's get the strongest decoupler we have. And let's try to. So that put us at 3,600. It seems to make the deal. Hopefully that will keep the whole thing stable. That's the real question. Wait here. Let's put that here. So that's 3,200. If I add, I'm just adding fuel docks here so we can get ID. Can gain some extra delta V by fuel docks. I think I need to build on the twin board. That's already putting us on that, so if we add some extra here, I think we will have it easy. I think it is rocket max size, isn't it? Yes. Cool. So that puts us at 3,900. That's really good. So first, let's put some noise cones on this too. So cool. That should. We have a very strong thrust all the way. So that's really nice. I'm thinking we should even choke it because we'll never put it at 300. It will make the flight a little bit easier to handle. So let's thrust limit that one a bit more. We can thrust limit all the down to. We don't need these ones working so hard. I will never put myself over 1.9, so let's put it at 1.9. If we thrust limit this one to a bit. It's just make it easier to fly, because I don't have to limit throttle so much. So 1.4. Yeah, that's cool, super cool. So what we need now is time for strutting everything and do a test launch, and hopefully this will fly straight, which I actually don't think it will, because I think maybe we have to resort. That's why I put us at 390, so we can put a fairing if we want to. We can put a fairing if we want to on the launch stage without have to rebuild everything. So yes, I always rush my launcher states because yes, they are boring, but they need to be done. So let's press the UK. Okay, let's select that one. Oh, where did it go? I don't like that. Let's put it back. Cool. So that's this 3,009. We have a total trip of 9,000, so we should be very fine. Okay, cool. So now let's check our weight. It should probably shift it all the way down there because we have all the stuff there. How is our aerodynamic qualities? Is up there as a guest. If I had, let's see, I think I have to put it into a fairing. We don't want it to be up there. I don't see another solution for it. Because I like how it looks and I don't want to change it. So, and as usual, 4 fins there, it doesn't really help us. Let's put some small ones on the boosters. That puts us all the way there. We can do a test flight and see what happens. I think it will want to flip over. That's the big problem. But because of the aerodynamic properties of our new Making History lander can, I don't think it's. We will see. We will see. It should, as it's a very symmetric design, would, and at least not at shift at different places as we have built around our rocket. So I think it will be fairly stable. But yeah, I'm curious about the top here. So let's see here. We have a. So let's go up here, and so far is nothing strange has happened. It's wobbling a little bit there, but it's not that bad anyway. So I'm starting to tilt it a bit. Let's see if it can take it. Maybe it's not that bad as I thought. I haven't added any separatrons to my homemade boosters, so they will smack right into the rocket, but I'm fine with that. It's kind of going where I want to. I'm surprised. Yes, it's starting to want to go backwards a bit, or that way. It will probably fly a lot better if it was inside a fairing. Yes, this was what I suspected. This was what I suspected. Yes, I could have thought it, but I don't want to. Let's put it inside of fairing and forget and be done with it. It seems this way to solve those aerodynamics problems. So we want the fairing to be on this part. We don't have to recount, do over the design of our interplanetary star part and our lander part. So let's see. Where are you, fairings? Coupling payload. There we go. So let's get this size. It's just 3 tons. It's not a lot. It's the landing gear that sticks out the most. Okay, not the coolest fairing in the world. And this is at 3,800, should be safe. So let's try now and see how it works. Okay, we are at 1,000 meters, it handles a lot better already. I think that will solve the real test is when you hit about 10,000 meters, that usually, if I can pass that without incident, then everything is fine, but hopefully I can stage my rocket without destroying it. I have no separatrons going here though. Yeah, so it can be, they will probably just glide right into our engines and stuff. It's never really good, but I'm slowly going up here. So far is something weird. It wobbles a small amount, but not too much. So 10,000 meters at 45 degrees. Yes, it's going super smooth. Our bow boosters are about staged, so without separatrons this will probably be a very big disaster. So, but yes, it's flying super well now. So yeah, fairings are a godsend. Yeah, they have saved my ass so many times. It's because that allows me to design things funny, because when you are in vacuum there is no aerodynamic qualities, and I think it will be okay. Bumps into. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the vehicle assembly building. Yeah, so everything went as I wanted. It staged my fairing at the same time, which is not a good solution. So I want the fairing to be on its own stage here between the wolf there. And then we need to add some separatrons, because otherwise we will have problems here. So we wanted them to throw our engines away like this. So we peel them off. So let's just put it here. Spin, spin, spin. And spin, spin. Oh, that was just one of them. So let's try to redo that. Cool. Awesome. That's done. Let's put them at the same place. And these ones I want to peel off. Let's put our separatrons there. Could add some separatrons here too to our main stage, so when we did a couple that one, it was separate nicely. So let's do that too, because it doesn't take so much time, and I love to do it in that way. Love separatrons. Cool. So boom. So now we are separating those stages without problem. That should make everything right here. I just want to, for safety's sake, let's add some struts. I think the weakest part here is here, between here. So I want to add some struts here. Let's put them here. Take the at this. That was just one, wasn't it? Oh yes, there was 4. So cool. Not very straight, but it should do the work. And so now I'm thinking add some safety features to this one. I'm not sure how much the atmosphere in Duna will rip it apart. It's just supported by these cubes here. And I think it should be kind of fine, because I was flying around when I was testing it. I was flying around in the fat part of the atmosphere here with strong forces. I think yes, it's so light it actually can support them, but we could add some support somehow, but I'm not sure where to add it. I will take a chance. I believe I really need those, because yes, I have the support. But yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm really worried about it now, but I think it should be strong enough to for the Duna atmosphere. I will never use it in the Kerbal atmosphere. I know it will break them, but the Duna atmosphere is so thin that yes, I don't think we will have to worry about this. So yes, we are finally done. I think it took us an hour to create this monster. Okay, let's go to 10,000 until we peel off. Let's make it peel off sooner. No, I will not mess with it. Okay, we will meet until I will separate them. I just want to check if the separatron does it work as it should. Okay, so 10 seconds until we stage here. Let's see how it works. And with quite weak tanks, maybe I will need even more separatrons. Let's find out. Separated perfectly. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Cool, let's go back to the vehicle assembly building. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've just set up a simple action group here. So we will toggle our antenna. We will extend our solar panels. So yes, with number 1. I started to do that every time because it's a lot easier to do it like that. So yes, so that was everything for this episode. It's taken us 1 hour and 6 minutes. I probably cut it down to almost half, usually and we have a functional Duna mission coming up for us here. So I will probably release it very soon after this one. But this one will be a bit to edit because there is so much loading, and I kinda try out the 50 things at the same time, and I will just show you the short version of this. And as always, thank you for watching.